Nobody wants to go there. Conor's the only one that goes there.
That's the life I live. Whatever I want, whenever I want.
Like this fight card, the MVP fight card, nobody's talking. Nobody's trash talking. Sean Strickland, he's the only one that's really getting some buzz that are causing some controversy.
Some crazy shit.
He's saying some crazy stuff.
If I have a daughter, she's definitely going to marry a black guy, right? Fat DI lesbians, Nina, is real bad. They're ruining America.
And then what's his name?
Hamza.
No. The heavyweight.
Okay, Mania.
Okay. Yeah. That's, man. Unfortunately, that's where everything's going.
Did you see his bit where he changed his characters mid?
Yes. Yeah.
He's like, we want to see the real Hokie. Hold on, let me go get him. He takes off his puts his glasses on. He's like, hey guys, what's going on? I'm like, what the?
I've been spending time in the dojo, doing all the things that they won't show. No spotlights on me, no photos, becoming the king on the low level.
Okay, so that obviously it's very subjective. It could be a bunch of different things. But what do you consider to be the best fight or the biggest fight ever? If you have Ronda and Gina and they're on Netflix and they do 100 million or 50 million and UFC doesn't scratch that with their Whitehouse card, who has the bigger fight? Which one is the bigger fight?
Well, I think you have to do apples to apples, because if it's free TV, you got to compare those to all the other free ones.
They're the same.
To the ones that are
Netflix
paid.
actually costs more than Paramount.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about across the board, because like Conor and Khabib,
2.5 million.
2.5. You can't compare those to free.
No.
Because what did Jake do?
They did 100 million at
with
one
Tyson.
point. Yeah, him and Tyson.
So
No, what I'm talking about, we're talking MMA. Isn't it wild to think that the biggest fight in MMA history won't come from the UFC? That it could be MVP, Jake Paul's promotion.
Yeah. You credit the platform,
Mm-hmm.
but I think, Josh, you have to break it down to. I understand what you're saying, but you can't say next week will be more significant than the White House. All right, like there's more meaningful, more significant. There's biggest, there's best. Right?
yeah,
What's the best ever? That's way different than the biggest.
That's
You would
gonna
have
be
a
very
different
subjective.
answer.
That's whoever,
Right.
Whoever, like yours might be the best. You might have a different best than my best.
Right. And that's why biggest, I think, does come down to numbers. Like you
yeah.
said, it's whether it's live gate, viewership, all those different metrics that, take us to determine what the audience was or is.
Yeah. But I mean, there's so many different ways. Like you have Gina and Ron, you got Nate and Mike Perry. You've got obviously Francis, and you've got some really good young talent that is down below it. But that, for me, to wrap my head around going like, man, this fight could end up being the biggest fight in MMA history, probably ever.
But this has happened before. This already happened.
Yeah.
Kimbo on CBS when I was at Elite XC. It already happened.
Yeah.
UFC,
What did they do?
Kimbo did just about 8 mil.
But that was on CBS, right? Okay,
Right.
so I get that part of it all, but like that was free TV versus pay-per-view. So UFC always had that little caveat to be like, oh, well, we are on pay-per-view.
But to
We're
your
making
point,
this much money.
But so it's tapping into what both you guys said. Apples to apples, it's not completely there, but the biggest audience ever at that time for a good period was not in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
So it was about the platform, not necessarily the brand.
Yeah.
But these are a lot more comparable in terms of these is an older group of fighters on Netflix, which is a bigger platform than CBS or than Paramount. But then they have the better fighters. I mean, like more recent better fighters.
But they're not more popular.
I don't know.
They're not more popular. Who's on that card? Who's on the White House?
Well, you
card?
take a look at if you take a look at their actual numbers, they're like in terms of who they have social media wise, right? Like Ronda, I think has only got 16 million. Gina's only got 3 million. Like in terms of
Ronda's more well known than anybody on the White House card.
I think Ilya's got like 22 million in followers. So I think that's not true either. So, and that's just one guy.
Yeah, but his followers are
And
just from his country, because out here in the States, Ronda's more recognizable. If you put Ilya in Ronda and walk them around, more people will know Ronda.
I'm not trying to take anything away from either one. What I'm saying though is that if you're just going to compare in terms of what they have to offer, they're 40 something years old, right? Fighting. Gina hasn't fought in 17 years. You know what I mean? Like Ronda hasn't fought in 12 or 13.
They're not in their prime.
They're not in their prime, but then you have the more current fighters. But to say that they're equally going to be on like a very similar platform for the first time versus one before, the UFC used to be able to say, well, we're charging $80 for our pay-per-views. That's why we only did 2.5 minutes. How many people streamed it without paying for it? There's probably millions of them as well. Now they're equally on similar platforms, and you have an older card of fighters versus the current stars on the biggest card ever in UFC history at the Whitehouse. That is garnering international attention. If you put MVP promotions on Netflix and put it against the biggest fight in UFC history at the White House, garnering international attention, and they can't beat him, what does that say? I'm not trying to pitch a side to either side. I'm not saying I'm on the MVP side. I'm not saying I'm on the UFC side. I want to know your guys' opinion. That's really what I'm talking about.
I think it all goes down to just star power, and there's more star power on the MVP card. Nate Diaz is another one. Like, more people know Nate than probably everybody on that card. I know you say Ilya's numbers, but Ilya, if you bring him to the States, he has a whole country that's pushing for him because he's their guy. That's why his numbers are so big. His numbers aren't so big just because the people know him around here. No, there's people that even know what's going on, that watch MMA, that kind of know a little bit about Ilya, but they're not all in. And who's the biggest name on the White House card?
I would imagine it's Ilya. Alex is probably pretty close.
Scratch it. Alex Bahia. Okay, still, he's not as big as Ronda or Nate.
Your opinion.
He's not. Shit, I would even throw Mike Perry in there. The rumbling he's got a fan base.
Okay,
that people are going to turn on.
If you took that
watch.
MVP card off Netflix and placed it
different story
anywhere else, it's a different story. That's why I say the platform is the power. But let's talk about biggest from a different perspective as we hit the hype. There's unfortunately the hype hasn't. I think next week things will pick up for the MVP card.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we're talking about what has been the most anticipated, what has been the most hype, the biggest amount of hype going into a fight, maybe Khabib Conor.
Yeah,
it's Conor. It's just
Khabib Conor though. That one, the bus, the dolly, right? That thing was mega, right? It felt like that felt huge.
The UFC in one breath criticizing the dolly and the bus situation, but then used it on every piece of marketing tool they possibly could.
But that felt big, right?
Was just diabolical, right?
Don't ever do this again.
Conor, Aldo, and Jose felt huge too. Like, oh my God, finally he's going to fight a real fight, right? Because there was a lot of criticism up to that point, and that shut everyone up and took him to superstardom. But I guess
nobody wants to go there. Conor's the only one that goes there. Like this fight card, the MVP fight card, nobody's talking. Nobody's trash talking. Sean Strickland, he's the only one that's really getting some buzz that are causing some controversy.
Some crazy shit.
He's saying some crazy stuff. He has to. And then what's his name?
Hamzat.
No. The heavyweight.
Okay, Mania.
Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's where everything's going.
Did you see his bit where he changed his characters mid?
Yes.
Yeah. He's like, we want to see the real Hokie. Hold on, let me go get him. He takes off his puts his glasses on. He's like, hey guys, what's going on? I'm like, what the fuck?
Tell you, it goes.
But it only worked because he won and put on that kind of fight.
Wait, because he
watched it.
Because he won?
Because he won. Excuse me, because he won.
He sold his next fight.
He's
on the White House card, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he might be the one to sell that card.
No, he might be the Juan.
The Juan.
He won one.
I can't stop.
Yeah, in my mind, I can't. I'm so confused. I say it because I'm so used to saying, yeah, how'd you do in the tournament? Oh, we won one.
Yes.
So I said one twice.
Yeah.
So it messes with my head. Yeah. So I need a
one.
You feel me?
So you do it on purpose.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
Accidentally on purpose.
In my mind to differentiate the sound because we won one. We won one. To me, that doesn't sound right. You know what I mean?
It doesn't sound right.
It
doesn't sound
right.
It is
kind of hard.
Yeah.
Neither does one.
Well, but in my mind, I'm separating the two words.
Got it.
But I don't want him to lose his mind again.
Bro, it's so fun. I was so.
It's not though. You're the only one that.
I hear it all the time, but I'm used to it because most of the people in my family, They talk.
Oh, they talk
off.
like that.
Yeah,
They
my family's from Panama, so
they
my
talk
mom's
racist
language
like
is
that, huh? Juan.
Oh, dang.
I'm not the only one that says that, but let's not.
Guys, calm down. I'm trying to have
giving you
some fun
too
here.
much. We're giving
You
you
guys
too
have been
much
so
here.
boring these last couple of shows we've done. No interactions, no fun. I've got to carry the show with the Juan stuff.
No, because you
Come
guys
on.
always attack me. Just attack me again.
He bundled you in with me. How does that make you feel?
Well, we're united. I mean, look, you
guys
didn't
are wearing
get
the white. I didn't get the memo. No,
Yeah, you got to wear white today, pal.
that's
But,
cream, by the way, not white. Is Bobby
But
Cream.
yeah, next week is so. Josh, your point is that Netflix and MVP MMA will draw a bigger number than the Whitehouse card.
Yeah.
And,
It's gonna be- look,
but what does that mean ultimately? It might not mean anything. You know
Okay.
that, right?
Well, I guess my next question is what happens if they do draw a huge number bigger than the White House card?
They probably will because they're on a
Okay.
bigger platform.
And it's
Okay.
Netflix. You
Okay.
Casual fans might
We
be
get that.
stopping there for a second.
Let's
because they're
just
on
say,
Netflix.
because I think people have heard that like Netflix is paying them $50 million. They were here's $50 million to do a show, and they went out there and they spent the money on the fighters. Now let's just say that happened, okay? And they do bigger numbers in the UFC. Now, would you say, well, what does that do? Well, if they decide Netflix decides now, let's get into the game. That is huge for once a month. No, stop, Bobby. That's all they wanted from the UFC was one fight a month of the numbered events. They only wanted the number of events when they were talking with the UFC. So why would it not be so hard? Why would it be hard for you to wrap your head around the fact like, hey, MVP is going to do one show a month of big time fight?
They won't be able to do it. They don't have enough fighters. They don't have enough names. You still have to have the names.
Obviously, this thing will take a little bit of time. I mean, like they're going to be able. There will be fighters once they say MVP and Netflix have joined now to do one fight a month. Fighters will start leaving or at least seeing what that revenue looks like, and their contracts look like to go over there. I think that's a big reason why they signed Gable Steveson so quick. The UFC did. They were like, oh well, if.
Now, that was always the plan.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I know it was always the plan, but the plan can be changed due to money. You know that.
Well, look at the card that they're doing with the MVP. MVP card is just big names. They get it. They can't continue doing that because then you're just going to be like a independent promotion. It's kind of like what we did with AEW. We broke away from WWE, but some people are so loyal to the WWE brand that they will never go over. They will sit there and fight it tooth and nail because they don't want to look at anything different. And if you think about it, like even at WrestleMania, the amount of wrestling time that they had in a 3-hour show was very small. Now, what Tony's doing, Tony will put 3 hours of wrestling on there. And they have some amazing wrestlers over here. But WWE has the Roman Reigns, the Seth Rollins, the Randy Ortons, and everything. I don't give it. Like most people don't even care what they do. They just want to go see Roman come out. And that's what UFC has. UFC is going to have the big names that are going to carry their promotion no matter what. No matter what. The only way that anybody takes over the UFC is if they pull a lot of the really big names.
This is where you're misunderstanding. I don't think that if they were smart, I'm not saying that they are and this is what they'll do, but Rich, you've been in the game a long time. Trying to say that you're going to take over the UFC is a huge mistake. Just trying to say we can coexist. I do my thing, you do your thing. We're not trying to compete. There's another market for what we are doing. That's what MVP needs to do.
What about Bellator?
What about? I don't mind. They're not even in the conversation.
I know, but
by the way, they're not even around. By the way,
isn't that? That's what I'm saying.
But no,
Bellator had some great fights.
They did.
You talked about it often.
And some of those fighters are now ranked in the UFC.
But why didn't they survive?
There was a lot. I think there was a lot of reasons.
Because
why.
the network. Because that's a whole nother
Because
story.
they didn't have, the star power.
Because the promotion should not be owned by the network. That's a very, very, that's a mistake. When it's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Trust me. Let me tell you that,
I get what you guys
the promotion
are saying.
should not be owned by the network.
I get what you guys are saying, but
we can do a whole show on that.
Okay, so I'll go into pro wrestling a little bit. When Punk came over, went up to 1 million views right away. Punk left, it went back down. Like no matter what, I always put things with pro wrestling because it's always kind of the same. You know, it's star power. When you look on TV, the numbers will happen if there's a right star power. And right now, MVP is packing all the star power on that one card. Who are they gonna headline the next card? Let's say if we go a month away, it's not gonna be any of those guys. So who are we gonna put on there?
You're right, and that's a great point about pro wrestling fans. they're more loyal to the wrestler.
Yeah.
Than MMA fans are more loyal to
Yeah.
the brand, for sure, without a doubt. You leave the UFC, you're trash, or you lose a lot. Clearly, as you just mentioned, you have several examples of Cody, Punk when they went over. You saw the right. You saw the pop there. You saw the crossover. But Josh, to your point, though, that number doesn't mean anything because the number could be the biggest number ever, right?
In terms of viewership?
Yes, it could be.
Okay.
And I think it very well will be. And that's a great thing. We should celebrate that.
Absolutely.
That's a big achievement. But it all boils down to, is that what makes Netflix happy, though? Is that number enough for Netflix to say we want to continue to invest more? Because Netflix is used to huge numbers, right? So that number needs to, at the end of the day, the most important number is the number that Netflix has in their head. That's going to make us commit. Because we need that, right? The sport needs this to work.
And I think that's where you and I are on the page of like, as long as the numbers keep Netflix involved, we are happy for that.
Yeah, I don't care what that.
We want. I want to see
happy.
more. I don't want a world with just the UFC. You want to know why?
Yeah.
Because the fighters suffer not just financially, but they have less places to go to actually get better. I'm feeling like right now, because there are less promotions fighting at a high level, we are getting a dumbed down version of MMA. Now, sure, it's gotten a lot better since I've left the sport.
The UFC doesn't even want that. They don't even want to be the only one. They would tell you that.
It's the same way with us. I mean, pro wrestling's the same way because
you've got to give them more opportunities.
We walked out yesterday. We were on the show for a minute, and we probably were the loudest pop on the show, and everybody's chanting and everything like that. Why? Not because we were just
no bias
wrestlers
there.
on the show. Is because who came out? They were like, oh shoot, there's Bobby Lashley, there's Shelton Benjamin, there's MVP, and there's Chris Jericho.
You're missing Josh Thompson.
We didn't have to do very much. It's name value is very important in these things. So I think the MVP is not going to be able to keep going unless they do this one and then Jake fights somebody that matters and then go back to MMA after you let these guys rest, and you can pull Nate for another fight, or you can pull like a name. Man, it's all about the signings. If they get a big signing over there, like say, they pull Connor, they win.
I'm telling you right now, if Nate wins, you see Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz. And then
In
you
MMA?
MMA.
They've talked about it.
Yeah. Look, I'm not even saying that I haven't heard anything, but it just makes sense. The other thing that makes sense is Logan Paul and Nick Diaz. So you have brothers versus brothers on it. Huge numbers.
Huge.
That thing would crush it. You add a couple other fighters in the mix.
WWE won't let Logan go.
You're proving my point.
But-
you
but
need
yes, on paper,
those
that's-
big numbers. You need those big matchups to be able to sell the card.
Yeah.
And then you can. I always say this. When everybody hates when somebody from a different organization comes into MMA, they hate it. When I came over, you saw it. You were at the show with me where the guy wore a mask because he's a jackass. And a lot of people hate that. And I always used to say in interviews, I was like, man, if you put friggin' Taylor Swift on a card, I want to be on that card because she's going to draw the numbers. And before her fight, you're going to see me. So I'm going to get more fans based on her being on the card. And that's what these fighters need to understand. Is like if you have to appreciate Jake for what he's done because he's helping out so many other boxers.
Oh, absolutely.
Get some fan base. And the same thing with this promotion. You put Ronda and Gina on the card, which is that going to be a great fight? But because they're going to draw the numbers, all those other people are going to be seen, and you can start building some stars within your organization. But you need those stars in order to bring the people in so that you can be able to build everybody else. So with this one, it's star-studded. What's the next card? You're going to have to get one of those guys like completely turned around quick to be able to go because there's not anybody else that's going to draw those numbers. Who else is out there right now that can draw those numbers?
They won't do another, but my point is that they won't do another one next month. It won't probably happen until say September, October. They'll have a lot of things that they'll have to work out if it does come to making a deal happen. It's not going to be like, okay, now let's go ahead and do July.
Who do you think they can build? Who do you think they can bring in besides the people that are on this card right now?
But here's the thing. I think that Jake Paul will be talking to managers being like, hey, Netflix has reached out and said that we're interested in carrying this on maybe once a month. And what fighters do you guys have that may be interested in leaving or their contracts are almost up? I'm not saying that we want to take them. We just want to say we want to be open to conversation. That's fair. That's fair to say. Like, look, my fighter is this fighter. I'm not using any names because I don't want them to think that I know that they're talking to them. But this is
Yeah.
There's fighters that are out that are like, hey, I'm on my last fight, or I have 2 fights left, and I'm definitely interested in leaving. I'm not getting the love that I feel like I deserve in the UFC. What can you guys offer me? What kind of deal are you guys? And if the UFC, or not UFC, but MVP and Netflix decide to sign a deal together, just say a 2-year deal or a 3-year deal to do shows together once a month. Big time fights, that's all we want. The marketability, or not market, but the influence that Jake Paul has in terms of the younger crowd, which is, I think, also too, the UFC lacks young fans. They're all 38 to 52 probably. Like we are the diehard fans.
Yeah.
You know, you have the younger guys that can stream and do all of that, but I think the UFC brand itself has attracted now the original generation of fans. They're all older now, 38 to 50. So Jake Paul attracts the younger fans, which is the ones that will tune into Netflix, because everyone has Netflix. No one's chasing after Paramount. That's the thing. Like, the younger kids are not chasing after Paramount to watch fucking Yellowstone.
UFC.
I am, but I'm in that fucking age bracket of old.
Yeah.
Right?
UFC is like TKO. They're not going to release any guys. They're not.
No,
it doesn't
they
matter.
won't let Logan go fight for their rival.
They'll let their guys on their.
I'm just throwing out hypotheticals.
Yeah, but that's a great
That's
fight.
where we're at, though.
That's a great fight,
That's,
but-
if I was to say
Who are you
something
talking
could
about?
happen, Jake
The
Paul and
brothers
Nick.
versus brothers would
yeah,
be
shit, that's groundbreaking.
That's
That's
fun.
huge.
That's really
Huge.
fun. But yeah,
Could you? I mean, I don't think you would. It's not like quite like the boxing, but could you see a cross promotion between TKO or WWE and an MVP because it is his brother?
No,
it wouldn't happen.
No,
I mean, they see the money that can be made.
What do you mean?
Well, how they did the Conor and UFC, right? Boxing. They did Conor and MMA. Conor and Mayweather. They cross promoted with Showtime.
I think they would.
Could you do a pro wrestling WWE if Logan was to come over and Nick Diaz?
I think
You know
so.
what I mean? And co-promote that.
I think so.
I agree with Nick. I agree with
yes.
Rich. I don't think that they would do it.
No, absolutely, they would do it. You know why? Because if Vince was still in charge, no way. Right now, Hunter will do it because
Hunter's not part of that. That TKO. He's mainly part of. He's just UFC, correct?
But
he's talking about.
WWE.
You're talking about H, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think about
Triple
Hunter.
H.
Okay, Hunter
Yeah.
Campbell was for the
Oh,
UFC. Sorry.
yeah. They would definitely do it because even when I was just leaving, some of the things that they were doing would never been done before. Like the big logos on the mat and letting people come in. They gave Logan does whatever he wants to do. So Logan has a lot of stroke with the UFC or with WWE. So if he wanted to have that fight, I'm sure he can make that happen because he would sit down and he would talk with Triple H and he would talk with Stephanie and they would make it happen because look at the people, look what they're doing right now. They're bringing like Little Yachty in and they're bringing all these different celebrities in. They know that will build the brand big time. Big time.
I gotta take a piss, man. Look at these
DC.
monsters, man. They make you piss. They also make you beat your wife. But like Theo Vaughn would say.
Whoa, I got dark pretty quick. Jesus Christ.
And back. All right. I just think that. What do you think? Oh, you cut it for that? I thought that was the best part. Was the Theo Vaughn?
I didn't cut it. It's still rolling. I'm just saying.
Because fucking like Rogan said, man, monsters, man, they make you piss. They're like piss magnets. And Theo chimes in. He's like, yeah, they make you beat your wife too. I was like, oh fuck.
I'm glad you put some context around that.
Yeah, I'm glad I had
was a
to.
little
I had
awkward.
to.
Yeah, but
like,
now
man.
that you mention it, I believe I have heard that.
Yeah, Theo's fucking great, man. He's just exploded lately. He's so fucking fun.
Yeah,
I love
he is.
watching him. Yeah, I love watching him. Because he comes across with that has that persona of like, oh, you're just this dude from Louisiana. Like,
He's funny.
yeah, he's fucking
funny.
great. I don't know. I look at what are we judging it based off of in terms of viewership? Are we judging it based off of the most high level fight? What are we basing it off of? Like, what is the biggest fight
for them to
star power?
continue, it's viewership.
And that
For
goes-
Netflix to say, all right, we're in, it's
Yeah.
viewership. It's not about the quality. Because if they had really great fights and no one watched, they're like, yeah.
You
But
think 50 million?
I think it's more than viewership because this one, if it does, let's say it does 50 million, they're not going to say,
That's
all right,
huge.
let's just sign them up because they have to say what next? What can you guys do next? We got to see some business plan.
Sure, but for them to even want to enter into an extended conversation,
sure.
it's going to need to do well.
Of course, yeah.
It's going to need to do well because they don't care about the quality of the fight. Look at Jake and Tyson. Come on.
Yeah.
But look at the number. They were
Numbers.
happy. They weren't sitting around
Yeah,
grumbling about the quality of the fight. They were celebrating that number was
That's why,
tremendous.
That's why Jake had the contract. Jake
Yeah.
is doing whatever he wants to do. He's
So-
like, how about this opportunity? How about this? Whatever he does, I mean, if he continues to do the numbers, then you got to give him the opportunity.
I don't think that they break 50 million. I don't think they break 20. I think they get right to that 20 million mark, because if you look at the numbers, right, you have a whole country behind Anthony Joshua, okay, in the UK, and you have the whole country behind him in terms of they only did 33 million views, which is huge numbers. I'm over here saying I only did
no,
33 million.
For what? For which one? Are you
When
talking
Jake Paul fought Anthony Joshua in
okay,
boxing
okay.
and got his jaw broken. So he did 33 million views. That's a whole country behind him, plus all of Jake Paul's following and, Jake Paul's following and stuff. So I don't think they do 30 million. I don't think they do 33 million. I think they do somewhere in that 18 to 20 million range. Maybe even as low as 15, because honest, you and I have talked recently. They got away from why this fight is important. They've gotten away from why these fights are going to be good fights. And they started talking about the business side of it. Oh, we're making this much, and these fighters over here in this promotion are not making this. That was great for the first time. No one
Fans
cares
don't care
after that.
about-
Fans don't care about you're making fucking 6 million. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Who cares? It doesn't affect me. Cool, you're having a fight, but like I don't want to keep hearing about how you're not getting paid enough, or these people over here are not getting paid enough. They're still making way more than the average fucking person in the States.
Yeah, fight fans are still. It's still very simple. We need heat, right?
Yeah.
What's the heat?
Yeah.
And sometimes it could just come in the silliest forms. It doesn't always have to be
Yes,
sophisticated
Yeah.
pro wrestling storylines. It could just be two guys yelling at each other that they're going to kill each other, and that's still.
I don't-
bring Dylan Danish.
I don't think anyone's getting I don't think anyone's going, oh, fucking Mike Perry and Nate Diaz is not going to deliver, because they didn't talk shit at the press conference though. They would like it to be a little bit more interactive, but everyone knows that fight's going to fucking deliver.
Yeah.
Mike Perry's going to walk forward and just take shot after shot after shot and try to get to Nate's chin.
Is it going to deliver?
I think it will.
Okay,
Someone's
of
gonna get
course it's
finished.
going to.
I think someone's going to get finished. In my
5
actually-
rounds.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. And if it doesn't get finished, we're in for a fucking great fight of knockdown drag out. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Mike
Oh,
Perry's
it's MMA.
It is.
Oh man, I'm in the boxing. I thought it was,
Next week, it's that'll pick up next week.
Yeah,
that'll be the
absolutely
fight
will.
that I think.
but that's hard, man.
Yeah.
Like Connor's the best at that, man. And you need.
But Connor's
somebody
not
like
involved.
him. I know.
So
but
stop
you,
using Connor.
But you need somebody like him to sell the fight.
You're showing your UFC bias right now. It's killing me.
I'm not UFC biased. Connor is Connor. He ain't UFC.
He's all
Where's
UFC.
he at right
That's
now?
all he's UFC. He's in
I know,
UFC.
but you need somebody like that to be able to sell the card. And like you got to have a figure like that,
Yeah, we
because
need heat. We need some heat off this next week. I hope we get it. I think we all want this to do well. I'm all in. I'm all about this. I'm going to be there. I want to see something really, really special. The
gonna
industry
be there?
needs it. Yeah, the industry
Yeah.
needs it. And,
They said I couldn't go.
And
They said, Josh, we can get you tickets, but I'm just telling you, you might want to bring security. Yeah.
because you're gonna go rush the.
No, I was going to rush anything, but they don't want the smoke.
Anyone
Come
smoke?
get it. They don't want the
Well,
smoke.
you need to start tweeting,
Bro, they don't want
Let's
this.
go.
Smoke. I tried to go. They put a kibosh to my tickets. I was like, I'll buy them. They're like, okay, you can buy them if you want, but like,
we can't have you in the building.
We can't have you in the building without security. Like, we need to pay. You need to pay.
They
for this.
really said that?
Yeah, because of Nate. He's got this like albino looking motherfucking friend. He's a little weird, a little off.
Dang. Then that's the fight.
That's the fight.
Maybe a triple threat. Jake, Nate,
Josh. Now we're talking. Now there's some heat.
Look, that's something to start coming out. I mean, like the Ronda and Gina fight, they seem like they're just buddies.
Yeah,
Like we want to have a good contest. Come back and work out. And
yeah.
that's what they try to say. Like you got to sell the fight.
But the thing is, they will deliver though, because I don't think either one of them wants to be out there for. Is it a 5-round fight or 3 rounds?
Good question. I'm
Yeah,
not sure on the
they're
name.
gonna
I'm not
deliver
sure,
what?
but like, I don't think either one of them wants to be out there longer than 3 rounds.
What do you think is going to happen?
I think either Ronda's going to submit her or Gina's going to knock her out. I think it's going to happen in the first round and a half.
Yeah.
I don't think that fight's going to go longer than a round and a
Yeah,
half.
they're going to go down.
So I think that if it does deliver in that way, I think it's a success.
You think Gina will knock her out after not training this long and just
She's
jumping
always
back
been
into
training.
it?
Her husband is one of the best kickboxers ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so and they've been together off and on for
See, this is the kind of stuff that
20-something
they're
years.
not talking about.
Yeah.
Like you gotta start educating the crowd so that they can see this because everybody thinks that Ronda's just gonna grab her and smit her.
She's been gone for so long.
But she's also a quiet person. Like she doesn't really put her business out there a whole lot.
Yeah, no, she needs an advocate. She needs a Paul Heyman.
Yeah. Everything's pro wrestling.
Yeah, it sure is, man. Well, it sounds like we're all rooting for them.
I think everybody is. Every fighter is, except the fighters that are completely like on Dana White, on UFC. It's outside of that, I think everybody else wants to see another promotion that's doing well.
But you didn't answer my question. If they do 10 million more, 8 million more than the UFC's Whitehouse card, is it considered to be the biggest fight in MMA history? Do you consider it that?
Was there? I thought you said there was another fight that was bigger.
No, not bigger. They were on CBS, right? They did 8 million, 6.8 million. I think is what
when
Brett
UFC
Rogers
went on Fox, then they, it was always on network television, on free TV.
What did the first one on Fox do?
Kane,
Yeah.
and JDS. I want to say it was like over 8, maybe 9.
Yeah, I think it was 9. I think it was 9.2,
Yeah,
something like that. 8.9, 8.9, I think is what it did, or it did 9.2. The numbers are kind of.
Then to answer your question, yes.
Okay,
and it's not because the fighters, it's because of the movement, and I think that's what it is. Everybody wants to see something else in other platforms, so I think a lot of people will support it just because of that.
I feel like it only, to me in my eyes, it can only take that title if it leads to MVP doing more shows. That's it. Because if it's just a one-off and I get it. Sure, this is a one-off, and if they do one every month, great. But if it leads to the promotion actually doing more MMA events, I think then yes, it is. I think it ends up being the biggest fight because now they can continue it on. I think you can do like he did with boxing. Are you going to say that the biggest boxing match in the world, right, was Jake Paul and Mike Tyson? But they're not really doing anything else anymore, right? They did the Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, which did 33 million. Those are two of the biggest ever on Netflix.
I thought it was Floyd and Pacquiao.
That only did like 5 million, 4.5, I think 4.5 million. No, 100%. Only did 4.5.
But that was pay-per-view.
That was pay-per-view.
Oh, I'm saying pay-per-view numbers. Okay. Yeah.
It's hard to compare. That's not apples
that's
to apples.
where we're saying it's not exactly apples to apples.
Yeah.
But at the same time, how big was Floyd Manny though, right? All the hype. I know it was a few years later, but man, that was a big fight. You had everybody talking about that one.
That's the fight. That's the biggest fight. Is 4.5 million, right?
I believe Floyd and Manny.
Floyd had about 2 or 3
Manny.
of them up there.
I don't think so. Mm-mm.
No, I think I know he had.
I don't think he ever had anything over 2.5.
Who's that?
Floyd. He didn't have anything over 2.5 until he got to Pacquiao.
Floyd Connor was pretty big too.
Yeah, that's okay. So Floyd Connor, I think did.
There's 3. There's 3.
I don't think there's.
I think I was looking at it before. As far as pay-per-view buys, I think Floyd has 3.
Can you look that up there for us, Peter?
Yeah, which one was it?
Just say list Mayweather's top pay-per-view events or fights.
Man, I think that's the biggest
Pacquiao,
problem.
Connor, and then I don't think there's another one.
If
below, it's all below 3 million.
If they're not trying to find fighters right now to be able to do the second fight, then I don't think it's even going to be a discussion because they have to really start looking at this. If they get offered something again, like I don't know if Ronda's going to fight again. I don't know if she's planning to fight.
She's
again.
not. She's come
okay.
Up
Then you have Nate and you have Mike and then. Who else are you going to have?
But
Francis
you've
will
heard
be on there.
MVP acknowledge that this is a proof of concept event. They've said that, right?
Yep.
Like, hey, we're hoping to prove to Netflix
that they're trying to prove to Netflix that there can be another organization besides the UFC. But I don't, man. There's unless you have.
That's going to be the
names.
problem. You're nailing it. Is this constant because they're not building anything, right? They're not building. You're just going after what's the biggest party we can throw. A few times a year. And while that sounds really fun and it's going to benefit the right people, that's the challenge is after this, who's next, right? Mm-hmm. And you hope Nate wins. Well, I should say they hope Nate wins. Mm-hmm. This is my guess. They hope Nate wins so they can do Nate versus Jake.
Francis can pull.
MMA.
You got to fight for Francis.
He's just not a draw. Well, let's just be honest. Like,
I know he's not.
I like Francis. I think
he would need the right opponent for it to be.
Yeah, everybody.
You'll have Connor free, and he's down to his last 2.
Yeah.
So he'll be free in a year. I mean, I think that's what. There's some stuff to look forward to, but you
Francis
can't really.
Tyson.
Connor and Mike Perry, great fight. I mean, you could end up running it back with Connor and like Eddie Alvarez. You could, I
Well,
mean,
if Nate wins his next two and
Mhm.
Connor gets free,
you have certain guys that are probably going to come available. I think like Chandler could have come available later on, and he's always exciting to watch fight. There's guys out there that I think, sure,
but it's hard
could
to
end up
plan
being-
around that. I get your point. You can't just definitively tell me, you have to almost wait and see, as opposed to we got a full roster ready to go.
Yeah,
I understand your point.
Those guys would probably say, "All right, who's your next card?" And he's like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
we just did
They won't
this
do
one."
that.
They have to. For a business, they have.
No, what
the
they'll say
people
is-
in Netflix, they may not know fighting at all whatsoever, but they'll say, "You know what? Okay, if we're going to offer you this multiple fight deal or whatever, like who else can you bring?"
No, he's right. There could be that conversation that night, next
Mhm.
Saturday, if everything is going well, and they know they can track it.
Yeah.
They know, and they might say, "This is fucking great. When can we do it again?" That might not be the craziest.
And when
Look,
if you were running the promotion, what would you say if they say, because some of those execs know nothing about the fight business at all whatsoever, and they say that, when can we do it again? What would you say? 6 months?
No,
They would probably say sometime around September. Get through the summer. Summer's a dead month. Those are dead months anyways for sports.
they'd probably say, "Give me a week to
Yeah.
figure that out.
Oh, okay.
Give me a week to figure that out, and I'll."
But realistically,
And
you
I'll
think
tell
that they
you.
would say something around September?
Yeah, well, because that's right
October,
around
November.
Mexican Independence Day, and there's always big fights around that time, and that's when kids are back in school, parents are back on the routine, and they can sit at home and watch a sporting event on on TV. I'm cool with sitting down with my family or friends coming over. Kids are back in school. I'm back to my routine. Let's watch. Summer is still around. There's still like, hey, pool
Too
party
much
at
to
my
do.
house. Like there's still barbecuing and stuff going on in September. So I think that's normally a big time to do events. So I would say, yeah, probably come back in September, and then we do a November, December, because everyone's staying at home for the holidays. That are spending their money on Christmas events and Thanksgiving. They want to watch stuff at home. Like, hey, this is a good time for us to capitalize on November, December, and then January. We do one show a month and we just prep it up. Yeah, but you've got 5 months to put something together, or 4 months to put something together for at least your first 2 events. And then you also have time to talk to the managers. You guys have fighters that are coming available, send us a list. We'll talk to them when they're free.
They have to be.
No,
It's tough.
He's right though.
has
It's
to be
it's subject
names.
to who are the,
It is.
especially when you start off this big. There's nowhere to go but down.
Yeah, but
for the
Rich,
next
can we
couple.
also just can we just say like, hey, what if they say give us 1 a quarter? That's very doable.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'll take 1 a quarter for the first year and see how they do. If I'm Netflix, that's probably what I'm banking on, because now you have 3 months to actually promote it. MVP is doing this big fight, 1 a quarter.
Okay, we'll
It's
start.
the-
We'll start at 2027.
It's the
one,
Super
1 a
Bowl.
quarter. Give me 4 guys that can sell card, and it can't be the same. Give me 4 different.
That's not
fighters.
fair, because the guy in the beginning of the quarter, in the first quarter, can still main event the end quarter in the first year. That's not fair. And
Then
if you're
then give me 3.
you'd be surprised how money will get these guys to come back a lot faster.
Right,
That's-
but give me 3. 'Cause
Guys that
there-
can do it.
There's not a lot of big names that
I
are
get it,
pulling numbers.
but there's a lot of guys that are also going to come available. Connor will be available in say a year. There's a guy that you could
Connor's
sign.
a win.
You could sign. Okay.
That they would probably sign it just if they can get Connor.
Oh, absolutely.
They
I
would
agree.
do the deal if they can just get Connor, because I think
Yeah.
they can afford to lose out on 2 of the pay-per-views. If they have 4, they can have 1 that's monster, and then 2 that are and then have another one that's again,
Okay,
really
so
good.
you have Jake. I think his relationship with KSI could bring somebody, or he could probably fight MMA as well. You've got Darren Till, he chaps a lot, who also is very marketable. Could be done. He's not doing monster numbers, but I'm just listing off fighters that are off the top of my head that could be available.
No,
right?
I'm not saying available. Give me 4 headline guys that can sell the card.
Man,
Give
right
me
now,
3.
Can't right now.
Give
Can't
me
right now.
2.
I can't right now. I mean, it would just
That's-
be
that's
it would,
the
it would be
problem.
Nick, Nate that are available to actually do it. They're not under contracts from somebody else. It would be Nick and Nate. And is Nick still under contract with the UFC? He still probably has
not.
one. I
Yeah,
don't know if they
probably.
released him. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what their contracts to like.
But I think you're proving his point. It's going to be hard to.
It is.
That's the challenge, and look, I hope, we all hope, they have that opportunity to keep throwing these big events.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard because you got to learn how to build stars. That's the biggest thing. Is just building stars.
Yeah,
but you need consistency and
Yeah.
Could you see
that's
like Demetrius Johnson? Could you see like a GSP maybe coming back for one fight to do something?
GSP, not Mighty Mouse. Because
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse wasn't really drawn before.
No, I
So
get
bring
it.
him over.
I do understand that, but I feel like there's a little bit of that aura of like I want to do it outside the UFC.
Yeah, I mean,
And not that he would draw. I think he would draw. He's got a pretty big following. I get it. He's never been like a big draw for MMA.
but that's what you would be going after.
He'd be a good person to put on
He's
the card
doing
to make
I
sure
think
that you have a
I
good
think
fight.
he would be a good person to put on the card, but I think he'd be a good person to develop some sort of like fighter analyst work with. He's very good with other athletes. He's very good on the mic. He's not a big guy, so but I think he speaks very well. He can get his opinion across very well, and I think it would be good for the market if he was involved in that.
I saw him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
He was at the AEW show.
I like him.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I've been trying to get him on my pod for a while. I just haven't been able. We haven't been able to link up. He's traveling a lot, doing stuff. So,
He was at our show.
well, not everyone.
GSP,
It's a big
learn-
time over here.
learn-
Yeah.
learn.
maybe we could finally get GSP Anderson.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of stuff they're going to go after. And then it speaks to a lot about what's popular, the older names. That's always been the case in wrestling. But MMA, lately we've seen obviously this one's built off old names.
I mean, it's going to end up being in the beginning a lot of older names, and then you take these younger guys like what Parnas and Cross. Those guys, very good fighters, great lightweight fight. There's another really good Maurice's on this fight, correct?
Sure.
The Adriano, the one that fought DJ.
Yeah.
He's
The one
on the
from One.
card. Yeah, the one
Yeah.
from One. The one from One.
Yeah.
He's on the card. Guys, come on.
I'm glad I could amuse you with that. That's
Yeah.
my
All
gift
the
to
time.
you. That's my gift to you, my
I love
man.
it. I'm just, I got to start just figuring out ways to get him to say One. And just have fun
Just
with
ask
it.
me, how'd you guys do this weekend?
We went 1-1.
Yeah. We usually do. That's why
We
I
won.
would probably say that.
We won.
Yeah.
we went 1-1.
We went 1-1.
1-1. Okay, off the topic of the fight world, but then obviously this weekend is Mother's Day. What do you do anything special for your baby mama?
Yeah, I always for my kids, I always say, "What do you want to get your mom?"
Nice.
And then I just whatever they want.
Do they use their money or your money?
It's my money, but it sometimes. And then
Okay,
I
Shaq.
started.
Shaq over here, like, oh no, we not rich. I'm rich.
That's what I was trying to say. It's like Arma, whatever. And I started realizing because my daughter, she came over to, she was like, "Yeah, mom wants," and like last time she was like, "Yeah, I think mom wants a new car," and I was like, "What?" And then I was like, "Nate, come here."
Mom's
and then mom's over there telling
Getting in
her,
her
"Tell your
ear."
dad this."
Yeah.
But
Chipping
I always give them something. I'm like, because at the end of the day, my kids are there because of mom.
Yeah.
So of course I'm going to make sure that they get their mom something. And I tell them, and then I always tell my son too, there was some extra money with him. I was like, hey, go take your mom out to dinner.
We
do the good things. Open up the door, pull out our chair. Like
we talk a lot about your two younger ones, but your older one, like, what do you do anything with her mom?
Yeah. I do it also with her. I call her up, say, hey, let's send your mom whatever you want to get her.
Sounds expensive, Bobby.
I mean,
he's not Tyreek Hill level, but he's
Is that
what's the other one? Cromartie.
Oh yeah.
Right, man, he's got like 9 or 10 kids
Yeah.
also. You got 3. That's a far cry from 9 or 10, 11, 12. I mean,
No, it is a beautiful thing though, man, that you still
absolutely.
You have
take
to.
care of them like that.
Yeah,
Show them that appreciation.
And they do the same for me. It's like when Father's Day rolls around, they'll like get something that's
They get
they
you a
know
car.
they know it's no. They
I
always
was like, 'cause I saw that Bentley out front. I mean, like,
they do something for me, but they always do stuff that like they'll go take pictures and put it into something cool like that because they know I like stuff with my kids. I got blankets with my kids' pictures and stuff that we've done together and everything like that. So we try to keep it.
do you go with them though and have lunch or brunch with mom, or is it like just their kids with the mom, like by
I
themselves?
have. I mean, we we're very open. Like my kids' moms, they come for Thanksgiving. We have Thanksgiving together, Christmas and stuff like that. We're really in a good place. So
Good.
it's Mother's Day. They may say, hey, you want to come? If I'm not doing anything, I'll go. If not, if I'm doing something, I'm like, oh no, you guys just go with your mom and have the day with her. It's not any weirdness or anything like that.
What do you guys do?
Well, we don't know because there's baseball, so we never know what
That's
we're going to
how you
do.
If we go 1-1, we're done.
It depends how we do on Saturday,
Yeah,
which will more likely be
Yeah. 1-1.
Yeah.
Which is more like
1-1.
Win one, lose one.
Yeah.
1-1. 1-1.
1-1.
We won.
1-1. Lose one.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Okay, so my wife and I, we've established like we really don't get each other gifts. But what I do for her is like I normally will go pick her up like orchids because she loves orchids in our house. So I'll go pick up a big plant of orchids with the kids in the morning, early before she wakes up. Because I don't want to like have it here the night before. It kind of takes away from it being the special day. So go pick it up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Pick one up, pick an orchid up, big plant, bring it home, have the kids make breakfast for her, wait for her to wake up, We were going through this phase of going to brunch, which we probably got to start back up here. Callan and I were doing that in California. But it was so hard to get like spots. And like luckily I had friends that owned. Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Day.
You can never get in anywhere on Mother's Day. Father's Day is wide open.
Yeah.
Oh, come
It's
on
true.
in. We're wide open. No one's here. But Mother's Day is always packed, man. It's impossible.
We would go to like, there was in San Francisco, there was at the Hyatt, you could do Mother's Day there, but it was like a huge, buffet type thing, like, a high end. It was really nice. But for each person, it was like $140.
Wow.
Yeah.
See,
It was all you can eat. And I'm like,
it sucks that they make it so commercial like that.
Yeah.
It's almost like with Valentine's Day when I date, I'm like, we're not doing the 14th. Let's pick another day and let that be our Valentine's.
that's how I've always done it.
And Mother's Day and Father's Day, it's like all you're doing is showing appreciation for the person that you had the child with. So you can pick any day with it. I mean, I guess it's the day. So you got to kind of look at that a little bit because I think some women want to say, I want to post something and I got something. All right, we'll do it a week before. You take a picture and just post it on that day. That's what you want because it's
have
ridiculous.
it in the bank.
Right.
Everything is jacked up for no reason. It's crazy.
Yeah, give her the car with the bow on it the week before. I get it.
Right, yeah.
Now, while we may not know what we're going to do, I will definitely get, there's always gifts. But it's all little, considerate, thoughtful things, but nothing, nothing big.
The very first time we had a Valentine's, my wife and I got her like 24 roses, and she's like, "Don't ever buy me roses again." She's like, "They're just such a waste of money." I'm like, "Thank you, I agree. I'm 100% agree with you. Like, it's a waste of money." So we started doing the orchids or plants, right? Like, because hopefully you don't kill them off too soon. But like, they last a lot longer, and they grow back if you take care of them. So we do that. We do orchids. Outside of that, just breakfast, kind of wait for her to get up, let her rest, sleep in, do those things. And then when we get up, we just go out the day. It's pretty much the same thing. Like, realistically, why am I buying you a gift when you can just buy whatever it is you want? That's the reality of it. Like, I know it sounds like, oh, you're not putting the effort in. That's not true. I also don't want to just buy something for you that you potentially don't want or you kind of want, but also too, you don't need it right now. But what is it that you really want? If you really want something.
Yeah, but that's where I think you have to observe things, man. I don't think you should kill the entire mystery and excitement around all of it. I mean, like now.
What do you mean? Like now?
With surprises and like, you don't know. You're not observing, picking up, okay, this is what she's into at the moment.
You know my wife.
Really
she's
likes.
not a surprise person. Like, she's like,
but that's
cool.
the point. That's why you got to put in the effort to create the surprise.
Hey, don't make me out to be the bad guy, all right? Yeah. This guy over here.
Don't get lazy with that. Don't get lazy, bro.
I think life just gets us so busy that we kind of need some of those days just to say, let's stop for a second and say, thank you for being you. And I think that's what it's about. And if you pick a different day, that's fine. But I think that we have to do that because I think far too often, especially couples that have been together for a while, they just get used to being together. And then you can almost feel unappreciated.
Why? Here's the thing. Why is it? Have you noticed this? That mothers, and I saw this is with Kylie Kelsey also too, Jason Kelsey's wife, Travis Kelsey's sister-in-law. She said, "I just want some peace and quiet. Like I want 20 minutes of silence, you know." And he's like, "Okay, I'll take the kids outside." He's like, "No." She's like, "You don't go outside. I go outside. You stay inside with the kids because you guys are the loudest. So I'm gonna go outside." Why is it though when it's Father's Day? The mother's always like, take the kids, go do something. You're like, what do you mean take the kids? I'm always with my kids, always with them.
Yeah.
But why is it different that way? The mother is like, I need moments, I need time away from the kids, and I want silence and quiet to myself. Whereas the mother's like, on Father's Day, you take the kids, go do something, and I'll be here.
Well, because I think that comes from traditionally, it was always mom was with them.
Yeah, that's
dad
what I was
wasn't
gonna
with
say.
them. But it's
changed.
It's different
yours is
these
a different
days.
situation because a lot of guys, they work 9 to 5 or whatever. They have a little time to spend with their kids in the evening, and then it's going to sleep, and they don't really have that quality time. So on that Sunday that it's Father's Day, they're like, well, take the kids, and you just really go spend some time and get to know them.
So no days off. Right?
Hey, man, just like
that's really
Belichick,
what it is. So it's like no days
Well,
off.
you're celebrating Father's
days
Day.
off. Yeah, Father's Day is-
Father's Day is you be a father on that day.
That's my favorite holiday. though,
That's
man.
wild, right? Like on Mother's Day, like nope. Today there's you're not a mother today. Go enjoy your peace and quiet.
Yeah, look, Mother's Day is way bigger than Father's Day. Like I said earlier, you
it's
cannot find a restaurant, and I'm not saying they don't deserve it. They absolutely deserve it. But yeah, Mother's Day is a way bigger deal than Father's Day.
We want love too.
Absolutely.
We want to be appreciated.
Well, yeah. The other, I guess I'm gonna go on this too. Like Valentine's Day, that ain't a dude's day, but isn't it supposed to be like share love with each other? Like that kind. Like, isn't it supposed? Valentine's Day is supposed to be both ways, right?
Yeah.
But why is it always just the dude getting the?
Well, because the guy's day is March 14th.
I don't get that.
Okay. Let's just pass by that one. I'm the only one that knows that one.
What's
Okay.
what's March 14th?
Peter, do you know that one?
No.
All right.
What's
mind.
March
Is that
14th?
steak and never mind.
Yeah. What is March 14th? Can you look that up? I think it's March 14th.
March 14th is Pi Day?
Pie Day?
Yeah.
Oh
no.
yeah, pi like
Oh.
the number, the
Math.
mathematic.
All
I say
right.
Valentine's Day is February 14th. What's guys' Valentine's?
What's guys' Valentine's?
Steak and BJ Day. What is that?
I think so. Something like that.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you have that. Look, did you look it up?
I'm looking.
Go ahead,
right
Peter.
I think
Tell
it's
us what it
March
means.
14th.
I thought that was a mythical thing that it really exists.
Anything can exist if you wanted to.
Oh man.
Steak and BJ Day on
Oh man.
Bobby Lashley, the hero, the pioneer, the.
That's great.
This is your
bring Hallmark.
This is what
into
you're
it.
leaving us, huh? This is your greatest accomplishment.
Yeah.
Establishing.
I'm running the pioneer for men. I will let us be appreciated. It might not be. I don't know.
Do you
I
feel
heard it.
underappreciated though? Honestly,
Yeah,
Cool.
it is what you thought it was.
What is it? Read it out loud, Peter. I want to hear it in your voice.
Hold on. March 14th is primarily known as in North America as Steak and Blowjob Day.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to screenshot
Bobby,
that and
I thought
send
this was
that
a
off.
mythical thing.
But see, on February
It's
14th, that just gives you all the more motivation to get something really good for them. So, say, this is for you. March 14th is for me.
Oh wow, interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Well, Josh, well,
It's just like Father's Day, though, right? It's not really relevant. Father's Day is not really.
I think
good
that-
luck asking for that.
If real Father's Day and like husbands don't know about that day, that lets you know
Yeah.
just how great it is.
Yeah.
Well, okay, number one, good luck asking for that.
Yeah,
and if
right.
it's turned down, good luck with like, well, didn't say you have to do it.
No. Rich, what the hell?
No, I'm just saying
Yo,
that could
bro.
be the progression for some
get-
people.
Yeah, to getting killed.
What you're supposed to be like,
Getting killed by
baby,
your wife.
I heard something. You never heard of this before, have you?
I
This
would
March
just send the
14th? That's
Google link.
weird. Or just blame me.
I would just send the Google
You know
link.
what Bobby
No,
said?
this is your
It
thing.
I was
That's
just gonna
Bob-
say, you know what Bobby sent to me?
This is ridiculous.
I know.
You ever heard
I
of
don't
this?
I don't even know why he does this.
Well, now you know, Josh. See, I knew of it. I didn't think it was a real thing, though. But
I
it's a
mean,
real
if
thing.
I didn't know about it, I didn't know about
Now
it.
it is.
Yeah,
Now it
interesting.
Too bad it's Peso next year, 2027, baby.
Shouldn't it be every weekend though?
I mean,
If you're handling your business, you're,
Yeah, man. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And
on that note,
yeah, on that note,
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day. It is a special day though, because you do. When you think about it, right? There's no life without a mother.
well, some people
And without a
would
father.
disagree.
That's
They won't answer the question. They will still believe that
Yeah. Did
a
you
man can
guys
have a baby.
have you watched any of the governor's race in California and the
Oh,
mayor's
yeah.
race?
It's been
It's been a
it's been
fucking
hilarious.
a shit show. Yeah, you've got what's his name, Steve Hilton, and you've got Bianco, the sheriff Bianco, and then you've got Spencer Pratt is running for
That's
mayor.
mayor.
That's mayor.
But it's the Katie
Porter.
governor.
I call her Katie Porter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
It's-
that chick
it's
just thinks
something
that
else.
whatever she says is gonna go, and this is the way it should be. And she's down in the polls, I think, like down to like 8%, but she just keeps saying fucking. She's all for just the most crazy, wildest shit I've ever heard.
is this ever going to get resolved?
Yeah, when you stop electing these people in California that are okay with giving billions of dollars to illegal immigrants and wasting billions of dollars on fucking roads to nowhere. I know this is a whole other podcast, but simply put, Spencer Pratt looked absolutely fantastic, sounded great, and
Yeah, he's
destroyed
sharp.
the two. He's a sharp guy.
He's on point.
Yes.
He's one of the celebrities that is actually done his homework.
Well, he speaks from passion because his house did burn down.
Yeah.
His family's house did burn down in the Palisades. And to know where that money went is ridiculous. They're missing $100 million of it. So to know where that money went and to try to find where that money went, that'll never happen unless somebody like him.
He's
is
very
elected.
very prepared
Yes.
for these, and he's speaking from a place of knowledge and from his heart. So it's hard not to root for him. But I think, Bobby, you nailed it. Will this ever end? Will we all start just embracing common sense? Not anytime soon, brother. I don't think.
even when I go to work, I just feel like people are trying to be so political. Even in our business, like one of our guys like came out was like saying stuff and
Name names.
Just let's just
We
let's
want
just-
names,
let's just
Bobby.
try to like
Here's
start-
the thing though, is it's not good to get political. We're not, you and I or three of us are just talking. 90% of the world or 90% of the US is in the middle. The other 5% and 5% is far left, far right, but they make it feel like they are the majority when the reality is they're not the fucking majority. They're not even close to the majority. And we continue to feed into this bullshit by allowing these radical people, right and left, to spew this nonsense that they're saving the world and saving democracy. And when reality is they're just fucking ripping us off blind as Americans. All of us. Doesn't matter which party it is. They're stealing billions of dollars from us. Think about everything. Nick Shirley exposing billions of dollars in fraud in Minnesota, billions of dollars in California in fraud, exposing what's going on here in Texas, as well as in other states where they're exposing billions of dollars of fraud in other states as well. Red states also.
Yeah.
It should all be stopped. We would not, I'm not saying that we wouldn't have to pay taxes, but we would have a lot more money available to Americans if we start exposing all of the fraud that is actually going on in our states.
Well, I think that's the problem is that Nick Shirley is he's obviously really on one side. So if he shows the other side also
I think he
really
needs
calls
to.
it out because the way that he's doing it now, all it is like the left is like, oh, you're attacking us. So they have their hands up. They're like, you can't fight us. So we're going to fight back and you're bad and you're wrong. But if he goes on both sides and he's like, all right, I'm going to show these guys and really show, because there is.
But what he's done is
Did he come here, by the way?
He has not, but he's inspired
talking about
other
it, right?
people. He's inspired other people to come here and expose the H-1B visa issues here. And let's just be honest, there's 2 houses in the community that I own another house in that they have exposed 7 to 8 LLCs in each house. No one there. No one living there. No one there.
I think it has to come from him.
It
He
does.
has the biggest platform. He's the biggest name.
Absolutely, because he was the original one. That did all the
Yeah.
I agree, but I think what makes it more difficult for people to say, "Hey, this is a Republican's conservative," or him being a conservative attacking the left, is that it makes it easier for us if we're on the right or in the middle to say, you guys are being exposed because you guys are not willing to go ahead and release the voter rolls that, from your states. They're fighting that on releasing how many people are on the voter rolls. What did the census count? Were they illegals? Were they dead? They just found 350,000 dead people voting. And that's only in a couple states.
Well, they're allowed to vote also.
Yeah, but it's so weird. So weird that they always vote Democrat. And that's the problem. So the problem is they're not releasing their voter rolls. It just gives more suspect to like that they are hiding something.
I think it goes back to they're not going to listen to Nick until he says, okay, I just exposed all this. Let me go expose this on the right side. Mm-hmm. So now they're like, oh, he got you guys too.
Yeah.
Because it's like if we all went to a store and everybody started stealing and then we only picked out the people that he stole. And all these people are like, oh, he didn't say anything about us.
Let's face it. You've spit out facts, numbers, real data. Man, you ever argue with somebody? If somebody says the sky is red and they're adamant the sky is red and you give them all of this evidence that the sky is blue, it's not going to change their mind. Some people are just like that. Yeah. That's the problem. They will never change their vote. Everything you said, you can add more. You can talk about different topics about how things need to change and how certain policy on one side is ruining the country. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is they will not acknowledge all of this. Right? Like
what is
common sense drives my decision making and my, you know what I mean? It's not political party. It's, does that make sense? Does that make sense? And these people are just on both sides. They just don't want to hear it and they won't acknowledge it. That's the crazy part, right?
Yeah, but they're drawing people out. Like I go on my Facebook, I got like my old college roommate, he's arguing with my coach and one of the other guys on our team. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Every time when they do that, I just go on there and it's like, hey man, I love seeing the pictures of your kids. Yeah. Hey, let's get together and let's have a group function. Let's all
you
get
don't
together.
Just egg them on to keep going? Man, that sounds like it'd be fun though, as long as it wasn't in person.
It is, because whenever I post something, they're just like, because when somebody's so mad they want to fight and then you throw something out that they can't fight with, they're like, I'm going to go over here and fight with this guy. I'm like, no, like you just posted a picture on your kids. How are they doing? It's ridiculous.
I get the same attacks. It's always something to do with UFC TE or you're a fighter and brain dead. That's all it does.
You like to mess with people. Though.
I do.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you are the punk. It's
what
very
do you
on brand.
do? What else do you do when you're sitting on the toilet? I like to get on there and just talk shit.
I play games.
Literally talk shit.
I play Clash Royale. I'm getting really good at it.
Are you?
Yeah. I like playing games.
All right, guys. Hey, I just want to say, hit that like and subscribe button. Another episode of the Dad Dojo. And you guys take your mothers out. Take care of them, spoil them, whatever it is you want to do for your mother. Okay. But be part of their life that day. Involve yourself as well as with your wife, who is the mother of your kids. Enjoy that day. Make it special for them. And we want to thank you guys so much. To all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.